Gentlemen, last time I interviewed someone here, it was about the guys from the 60s and the 70s and the blokes that I looked up to, and this bloke was one of them, Gary McClenahan, who was a great competitor at the Sydney Showground. But after all these years, I do have a written complaint against you.
My first car.
That's your second car. Oh. It was 1964 at the Sydney Royal. It was the B grade championship and you won it. But a protest was lodged on the night because you kept cutting this bloke off, run him into the wall, run him up on the glass, and his name was Howard Rebell, and he's here tonight to get...
Sorry, Howard.
Now back in the day, Gary, how did you get into Speedway? How did you start off? What got you into it?
Well, believe it or not, it wasn't in that, of course, but about 3 years after that, when I think I was 8 anyway, so either the sports ground or the showground, I'm not sure which, Dad took me and I actually sat on his shoulders and looked up the straight, and you could see these little cars bouncing around with beautiful chrome and yellows and reds and that all over them, and I just absolutely loved them. Never forgotten him. So that was 1948.
I remember that because my dad used to take me to watch you.
Did he?
Yeah. I was on his shoulders, something little. That's how long ago it was.
Fair enough. Yeah.
All right, so you did what? You went and got a drive, or you just bought a car eventually, or
no.
kept annoying people till someone gave you a drive?
No. A fellow by the name of Brian Davey, I don't know if anyone here knows him, Brian Davey. Howard's doing a little bit of a wobble there. He was driving number 33, which is a twin, and I was mechanicing for him, and he said, would you like a drive in the mechanics race? And of course, I reluctantly said yes. And I had a drive, and after I got out of the car, he said I looked like a drunken cat on roller skates. Now, I don't know what that meant, but anyway. And I loved it, and that second car back, or the first car back, I bought from the fellow by the name of Mike Brennan, and it looked like an upside down bathtub. So Maury DeValo said, well look, let's rebuild it in the off season, which we did, and it ended up the 400 of that car. And same thing, straight chassis, no kick up in the back of the chassis.
Yeah.
And it handled like a dream. It was a really good little car.
Powered by?
Running on petrol.
Can't do that.
And
What was the old grey motor?
old grey motor.
Yeah. Here's another. You caused this one. I remember this
Yeah.
quite clearly. Because you can see where you've run in and got them all.
Yeah.
Come on, tell us what happened.
I blanked out the 4 on the car that's backwards there. So you're just going to have to work out who that is.
Oh,
Peter Boland, yeah.
Peter Boland. That's who it
But
is.
I think
in
he
the
was
Murray
either
case.
married that day or he was got a child coming along that day or something. It must have gone to his head and he spun out and brought the whole field undone. And he was back in the pits when they took that photo.
Did you ever bring the field undone yourself?
No.
No, me
No.
either. Thank heavens. Thank heavens. All right, so you continued on from that, and the next car was
Next car was the VM Repco, which it followed over there. Andy owns now,
Andy Warwick.
which I drove for a few years.
Were they a good engine, the Repco?
Oh, of course,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, made Howard of Ellistar.
He had a better engine than we had.
Yeah, but his
Yeah.
car was painted pink.
Illegal,
Yeah.
totally. He ran some stuff called, what was it called? It had a terrible smell when you got behind it.
Oh, that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, they come in a little can. You put about half a gallon in.
That's
Yeah,
the one.
took a second a lap quick off it, didn't it?
Oh,
I did it one night at the show, at the exhibition ground.
did you?
Ronnie Wonga said, "Put this in the offie." I said, "What is it?" It was a rusty old can. So I put it in.
Is that the offer you offered to drive me to drive it? Where was that?
No, you'd retired by then.
No, yeah, I was, but you offered me a drive. Remember?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did.
Paradise.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Someone
no, that was a Volkswagen.
Was it?
Yeah, that was a VW.
I wouldn't have wanted to drive it.
But it was yeah, and I put this stuff in. Only put half the tin in, rusty old tin. And I said, I'm not putting that in. So he went and poured half in his, and he gave me half. Whoa!
What'd you do with it?
Went awful quick. Went awful quick. Geez, it was quick around the exhibition, I tell you. Too quick for me. Too quick for me.
Yeah, I would have liked to have driven that.
It was good stuff.
That was the junior championship. That was in Andy's car, by the way. Everyone thought I was in the Vauxhall, and it's written up that way, but it was Andy's car.
Okay.
Yeah, the Repco.
Yeah. So then next,
Vauxhall.
I'm just testing your memory. I had no other reason.
I'm glad you are.
The Vauxhall, wasn't that a horsepower car?
It was.
It was. It was a great motor car. Great
was.
motor car. Did Morton have it? Would you drive for Morton?
Yes. Yep.
It was you, Jack Watson, Kevin Gormley, and Pinchbeck, wasn't it?
Yeah, Pinchy. Yep. I don't know who else.
Big Jack Watson,
Jack. Yep.
and
Marshall. Yep.
Marshall drove for a while, and
then-
Gormley,
Yes.
Kevin Gormley.
Yep.
Yeah, he had a team of 4. Be quiet. Excuse me, Mr. Farley.
Yeah. Did you bring that side panel, Andy?
Sorry?
With the names on it? Did you bring that side panel?
Got a photo of it. Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
that's all right.
yeah, they were good days. They were great days.
They
Yeah.
were.
And you enjoyed the Sydney Royal?
Yep. Went to the Royal. I'm just trying to think. Yeah, Morton wasn't really liked in those days. I don't know why. Didn't get on with someone, but Vic, his
Cranky
brother,
old bastard. Oof.
his brother Vic was able to get into the club,
Yeah.
into the Nationals, and so he got me to join the Nationals, and I drove, which was actually Eric's car,
Yep.
but it was the VEM, Vic and Eric Morton. Repco.
Ah.
Yeah. That's the
Alright.
Vauxhall up there, and some bloke in a 2 there. Oh, that's Oram, isn't it?
Looks like
Is that right? Yeah, Roy Oram. I don't know who's in the other. Who's in the other one?
it's short for Howard.
I don't know.
The middle one.
Middle one.
Ah,
I don't know. But anyway,
yeah, go on.
successes at the Royal. Did you have any or many or none at all?
Have any what?
Successes?
Successes? Oh, you had a few. I won the Sydney Cup,
Yeah.
which was a 30-lap race. Second in the New South Wales Championship. Won the world title in '68. And a lot of... I won the program twice. The whole program twice. It was a quick car, that Vauxhall.
How'd you get rid of Howard so he's just flicked him out?
Oh, I just cheated, always.
Oh, why not? Why not? Why not? And what did you win the Sydney Cup and that in? What car was that?
Which one?
Which cup? The cup you won? The Sydney Cup?
Oh, the Sydney Cup in that car there. The one you just missed.
I run second in that. Middlemas cheated. Yeah.
See that car there? Yeah, the Vauxhall.
Ah,
That's that Peter Boland fella.
yeah. A nice bloke. Good bloke.
Yeah,
Good bloke to race with.
yeah, did a lot of things.
He'd only
there.
crash you when he had to.
I think we went to school together or something like that.
Yeah, and so that's a few trophies there.
Yeah.
A few good trophies there.
Yeah, a few good ones, yeah.
Now, tell me about the Offie.
The Offie, well, everyone wanted to drive an Offie. You
Of
had
course
one,
they
didn't you, for
Yeah, yeah, great motor car.
Sure you had that at Surfers Paradise.
No,
Orange or...
no. Was that when the parachuters came down and landed on the car when we were all queued up, waiting for the feature race?
I thought it was a Crow.
No, it was a bloke in the parachute, and he landed on Gus.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, Gus thought he died and got blind or something because his parachute.
There's another one, I was in that one too. Underneath all those cars, see?
That's my first car there, the 32.
Was
That's
it?
how I was only a boy then. Don Hunt was still driving it.
Oh, right.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, that was a Vauxhall. It was very, very powerful car. But they had a 9-port head on them, whereas the Holdens had a 7.
Yeah. Oh, I remember it was just a horsepower plus car.
It was.
Yeah,
Particularly when they put the fuel injection on
yeah. McGee.
it. Yes.
They
Stuart got his first and we were second.
Way to go. Way to go. They were McGee injection. They made a big difference. There's that Fearless. He was a bit of a worry,
Yeah, I tell you.
wasn't he?
But he never got you into trouble.
Yeah.
Oh, he was good that way.
Yeah.
There were some other dills there.
Yeah. He was the first bloke I employed as a driver,
Is that right?
and he ran second in the 100 lapper with one broken axle. Middlemas did it again. He cheated again.
That was the Sydney Cup, that one. I never got that trophy. Morton got that.
Yeah, Mort used to keep all the trophies. You know where those
No,
trophies
he
all
didn't.
ended
No,
up?
I just was a little,
You got
little
it.
bit slow with that one.
Yeah, he was quick.
Mm.
Yeah, he liked trophies, Mort.
That's a skill trick? Yeah. Oh,
That's the
McKittrick.
name you used to drive under, McKittrick. I remember that.
Yeah,
Nah. For years, people got these two mixed up. It was Gary McKittrick, Dave McClenahan. That was it. And for some reason, who knows?
I don't know. I went to Bathurst in '92 and Gary Rush was driving one of those Sierras and he was being interviewed inside the pits
Yeah.
and he turned around, he was on TV getting interviewed, and he turned around and saw me and he come out and he said, just a minute to the fella, and he come out and he said, you McClenahan or McKittrick?
Yeah, we all used to get you mixed up.
I said, I'm McClenahan. He said, I'll still talk to you.
Yeah.
But anyway.
yeah, it was a good thing that
Yeah.
Vauxhall certainly
It didn't
had some
handle,
gristle.
but it had a heaps of get up and go.
It didn't handle.
No, it
I
didn't.
thought that was the way you drove.
Well, it was. There's
Good in a straight line though, wasn't it?
There's 3 cars there, see? Can you
Yeah.
see the 3? It looks
Yeah.
like Stuart behind.
It could be.
You got a double roll bar.
Could be. Is he about to pass you, is he?
Oh,
Or?
of course, yeah.
Yeah.
But he tried to pass me there, but it didn't work.
That's a hard way of getting past him.
Yeah.
And see that Middlemas again, he's bashing cars.
Well, have a look at the back tyre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, he's run straight into you.
Put me right over the top.
Yeah. Oh,
But it
well,
landed just right, perfectly.
that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it. All right, so we come to the Offie.
Yeah, see?
The greatest. Oh. That's one of them canines, isn't it?
No, that's Orem.
Oh, he couldn't see over the dashboard. That
No,
because he was a
that's
jockey.
And when they rolled the car over, they rolled it the wrong way. They roll it this way.
That's how I broke my neck the first time.
When
Don't touch the car, Headley McGee said. And we're upside down. Lou Marshall caused that. Sitting upside down, the first aid bloke reached in and undid the belt. Clonk.
Yeah. And that was what was left of it, of course. After
Oh,
And that's Morton with his backside. There.
yeah. Made a mess of it. We've all had
Who's
that.
that? Come on.
John Alexander.
That's right. Now, John was getting higher and higher each lap.
Oh,
Remember
and you
that?
could see it coming. And he was leading. He got higher and higher at the Royal each lap, and coming through the pitch you could see it coming. For what, 10 laps?
Oh, yeah.
Or longer.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden he just tipped it in and hit the concrete wall.
Upside down.
Upside down, the
Yeah.
roll bar just went,
He had dirt underneath his goggles. He got his head dragged along the ground.
yeah, geez, I made a mess of him.
That's
But he lived.
Ray Noble, was it?
Yeah, right
And,
over.
oh, that's me. Yeah.
Yeah, good
That's
cars.
with the fuel injection.
Proper race cars then, see?
Yeah.
There's McClenahan in the SO car. Yeah. But the offies were good though, weren't they?
Yeah.
Super smooth.
Love the sound
Go
of an
forever.
offie.
Yeah.
Coming off the fence, it just about put you to sleep. Beautiful.
Is that why I
That's all right.
crashed?
Hey,
Are you still on?
I think so. Yeah. Onto something.
Yeah. But they were just so good to drive, so smooth, so sweet. They're like a rotary, they just go on revving till you
Yeah.
forever and a day.
That there.
But for a little engine, how much horsepower they put out was,
Yeah.
and torque.
Who's that 99?
Where?
That'll do, yeah, shipping.
Yeah, it looks like.
Notice all the stuff coming out of the cockpit.
What did you do to the car?
27.
What did you do to it?
Well, they just put fuel injection. No, that was the week after we rolled it over. As you can see, it hasn't got the proper number or anything.
Yeah.
Someone forgot to do the bottom radiator hose on.
Oh,
It blew off at the start-finish line. And I just turned left and went across the grass. And they go awful fast on the grass. You ever notice that?
I had an ambulance doing that.
Yeah.
I know. Go on.
Yeah, so that's where I ended up, back on the track.
I've got a record. I'm the only bloke to hit 2 ambulances in his whole career. The B grade, remember the encourage races? Like there were 25 cars in that, and 2 or 4 could get in the feature race on the back if you were good enough.
What do you reckon about that?
And there was a crash. That's the Billy Humphries car. That's
That's
Mort's
it,
first
yeah.
offie.
Yeah, I almost
But
got
instead
the
of
driver.
engine mounts at the back, it had a V with a big Heim joint in it.
Yeah,
And the
you're right.
engine used to swivel and let the chassis work.
What was that for?
Well, I don't know, but it worked.
Did it?
It certainly did work.
Yeah, set
And
up
Marshall
nice.
drove it, and then Pinchbeck
Set up nice and
won
quiet,
one or
didn't
two.
it?
And anyway,
Yeah, oh, where were we?
the encourage race crashed in the back straight at the Royal.
Ah, right.
And the ambulance had pulled up. And as the back step went bang down it came, they signalled us on the grass. Well, like you said, you ain't going nowhere on wet grass. And as the ambo stepped out, I took his leg in the stairs straight off the back of the ambulance.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, it didn't hurt my car.
You get fined? Yeah.
No, it was all right. The car was all right.
That's an offie with a bent front stuff
That's
on it,
from
you know.
nudging people.
Yeah,
Howard said you did that a lot.
yeah, I think it was Howard I hit, actually.
Yeah. And that was a Mackay car.
Yeah, that was Mackay. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Remember that? Who remembers that?
that's Scott Dillon's son's car.
Yeah. Howard, was you there that night that I let him loose? What happened?
I couldn't stop him.
He couldn't stop him. He kept running between people's legs till it ran out of fuel,
There's people running all over the grass trying
trying to
him,
catch the kid.
to get the program going again.
Yeah, it was a good little car, that. It's still around. Somebody's got it.
Yeah,
Yeah, somebody's got it. The RNS, Les Parry.
yeah.
What an engine builder he was.
I don't remember. I only drove him.
Is that the Brian Myers car? Yeah.
That was a Doherty.
That was a Doherty car, the Brian
Doherty.
Myers.
Yeah.
Phil and Alf Doherty built that one. Yep.
Nice car to drive. Really nice. Won the
Was.
world title in that one.
Oh, and a world title.
Yeah, that one. That
Jeez, I don't know. No wonder Howard's been going crook about you.
Yeah.
You got any
Yeah.
questions for him, Howard? You must have a question.
Oh, yeah.
No, I don't want to put myself down.
You what?
Oh dear. Yeah.
We never had any trouble, did we, Howard?
I didn't actually.
No, not after 1964.
A long time ago.
there were people you could trust, and he was one of them
Yeah.
on the track.
Yeah.
Barry Butterworth, well, stay home.
Stay home. Yeah.
Stay
Yeah.
home. And
If
there
he
were a few
didn't get,
others.
if he didn't get, his brother did.
Yeah.
God. Terrible.
Or Sid. Yeah, Sid got me
Sid.
several times. Yeah.
Sid scare him. He'd nudge you out of the way as soon as look at you. Murray, because he was out of control.
Gary, what car were you driving when you won the World Derbies?
Yeah, 97, the Holden, Doherty's.
The Doherty's car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful handling car.
Yeah, they were good blokes. Here's the Saturday and
Yeah,
Sunday
so he's
afternoon
got me
shows.
there. Sid's got me there.
Yeah, well, you can tell Sid's got
Yeah.
you. Yeah. Poor old Sid.
Who's that behind there? Parky, is it?
51, the pond car. Isn't it?
I thought it was Parky.
I don't know. No, he didn't have that fancy front push bar. Anyway, never mind.
Stewart,
There's Mr. Stewart, yeah.
Westmead.
That's the Volkswagen, the Volkswagen, Vauxhall.
Boy, you've been in
Again,
trouble.
yeah. That's Mr.
That's my
Boland.
mate. I don't know what he's got there for a face mask.
No, it's a pair of goggles by the
Looks
looks
like
of it.
Bonnie's purse or something.
He's got the elastic's gone in them. So anyway,
Oh, well,
how long did you drive the Offie for?
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Yep, that's it.
You got the
Yeah.
sack, like everybody else did.
Yeah, I got the same.
You're a cranky man, old Don, wasn't he?
Yeah, terrible.
Let go of the steering wheel if you crash. Grab the tail shaft if you want to, but don't break me steering box.
Yeah, don't spin
He
the
sacked Lou
wheels.
Marshall at the exhibition ground for that.
If you spin the
Yeah.
wheels, you'll bounce a valve.
Oh yeah, bounce a valve, yeah. I've got to rebuild that engine now. It's going to cost me thousands.
Yeah, I never spun
Thousands.
the wheels anywhere.
Hey?
I never spun the wheels anywhere. I was very careful. Good on tyres.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, that was a Doherty car.
Yeah, that was a Doherty car. Yeah, it was a good car, that.
When we was young. Now that was, someone in the crowd did that. That was after the world title. Oram ran second. And Kershaw Red Baron. Yeah,
Poor Ray. Ray was a good bloke.
he was.
He was a good bloke. Never mind.
Yeah, that
So-
was a world title night.
What happened? You got the sack out of the Offie? Just asked not to drive it again, or?
No, they said Ronald was going to drive.
Oh,
I said,
okay.
thanks.
Oh,
Yeah. Now,
and
notice.
look what he did. He didn't do much in it, did he?
No. Now, this is interesting. That 97, see on my hat there's 2 white dots,
Yep.
white spots? Peter Boland used to, he came up to me one night and he said, Mac, every time I try to get underneath you, you look at me. And he said, I go to water. I said, well, I'll tell you what I'll do, Pete, I'll never look at you again. So I put 2 eyes on my helmet. And Peter doesn't remember. But anyway, next week I put a big set of smiling teeth. And he called me all sorts of names.
Yeah.
We were good mates.
There was a lot of fun. There's Oram and you and Mr. Caneen and
Yeah.
John Sherwood
Not
sticking
looking
in the
too
back
happy,
there.
was he?
No.
Wrong
No.
bloke won it.
Yeah.
That was a bit embarrassing too because I didn't think I deserved that. Most of us probably wouldn't. Tattersall passed me on about the 15th lap. Passed everyone by 15 laps, so there was another 20 laps to go. And he disappeared.
Oh, that was in
Yeah.
the 12 car with the red and the grey undercoat nose. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the quickest we ever saw a car go
Oh.
around the Royal. It
Love
was only
to got
because
a
they
time.
said they all go quick before they blow. Well, it blew.
Oh, yeah.
Jeez,
Yeah.
it was quick though.
It was quick. I thought what had happened, that he'd gone right around and he was somewhere in the crowd
Someone
behind
coming
me again,
behind you.
lapping me, or lapping the
Jeez, it
field
was
again.
going quick that night. I was on the infield.
Was you?
Yeah. I was on, I couldn't believe how quick the man was going.
I would have loved to have seen a time on those laps.
Oh.
Have to be in the, what,
Well, Phil McGee said it's the quickest he's ever seen a car go
Yeah,
around the Royal.
it
Jeez,
would
it
have,
was
would have
quick.
been mid-18s, I'd reckon.
Yeah.
It was screaming.
And to get down the 18s there at the Royal,
Yeah.
you had to be going to get into the 19s. Was
Yeah,
good.
you did.
Yeah, it was good, wasn't it?
Look at that. We were all young then.
Yeah.
What
Oh,
happened?
Well, I don't know about you, but you used to have a nice crew cut. You had the all-American boy crew cut.
Yeah. Well,
Aye.
that was another 101 at Westmead. That was That was meant to be a dozen bottles of champagne.
Where'd you get a sparkle bottle?
It was called a champagne steak. So I went and got the box, and there was 11 in it. Now, can you believe that?
No, Brocky was there.
Yeah, some,
Have a look at Steve Raymond, look. Hey? My goodness.
that was the Offie at Liverpool.
Yeah.
Beautiful thing to drive.
Geez,
That
it
was when
good.
I finally worked out which way to put the weight jacker. That's a fact. I was pushing it the wrong way and it was getting
Weren't they a
tail
good thing?
in. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, you could flatten it and just pull it back until the tail tucked in.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, they were good. They're
Yeah,
too
that's-
technical for these blokes today.
Yeah.
Oh, I couldn't do that.
That's rushy.
Look at that Rushy about to, and Doolan chasing them.
You can be very safe with rushy too.
You must have just passed Howard, because look at the mess the front push net's in now. It wasn't that bad before.
Yeah. Yeah, look, it's got 2 written on it on the front. Yeah.
Yeah. Never mind.
Yeah.
So what came after the Offie?
Everything else. Oh, you mean, yeah. What came after?
Yeah, well, that's
Oh,
true, they did.
Madden's 42. I drove that
Walk-eyes.
100 lap of the week later.
Walk-eyes, man. Yeah.
But before I got in the Offie, I drove in, what was the name of that track we were talking about today? Brooklyn. Yeah.
Brooklyn.
Yeah, the Victorian Championship.
Yeah. Well,
And Wigsell had position 1. Lou Marshall had 2 and I had 18. And you know what Wigsell cars was like?
Yeah.
It was
quick.
quick.
Supercharged
Anyway, that's
Peugeot
the way we
things.
finished, 1st, 2nd and 3rd. Lou was 2nd and I was 3rd.
That's not
Wigsell.
bad.
But he had trouble, too many horsepower on a wet track.
Yeah. Yeah, that can kill you.
Yeah, silly boys.
Yeah, you find out that way.
Yeah, should
Oh,
have
that's
been sooner.
excellent. That's excellent. So, when was the end of the career and why?
A lot of reasons why. I was losing a lot of mates. I think I lost about 10
There was a few,
killed
wasn't
in
there?
that time. I had a belly full of ulcers, and it wasn't from drinking. A lot of little things, little personal things
Yeah.
with my future wife. Just, it wasn't the place to be at that particular time.
Yeah.
Dad had invited us to Queensland. He was talking to Blair Shepherd about buying an Offie up there. I got into building and I just didn't worry about it anymore. I just kept building.
Just get it on. Yeah.
But I've,
Oh, well.
I've always watched it, gone to Brisbane and watched.
Yeah, I've seen you hang around.
The
Yeah.
interest is always there.
Yeah, it never gets out of your blood.
It's a curse.
Never leaves you. Never leaves
Definitely
you.
a curse. It's worse
Any
than
questions for this bloke? Come on, Howard.
Did you ever get hurt in any of the crashes?
No, only my pride. It's about it.
And the checkbook.
No, I never dropped the drip of blood. No. In that rollover, is a bit sore from that. I got knocked unconscious, but never really got hurt. Got a bit silly, but
Pretty lucky.
upside down at Kembla Grange. Brocky hit me head on there and I went over. Middlemass put me into the fence a couple of times. But that's about all. I see you had a couple of good ones, Howard.
Yeah.
Yeah, happens occasionally.
I'm not sure whose was worse, yours or Lou Marshall's in the... Was he in the Burko?
Yeah.
That's the worst one I think I ever saw. But yours is bad enough.
Well, you can see how much he stretched.
Yeah. He used to be 4
No,
foot
true
6.
story. When if you've seen the photo with him, it's taken from a distance, but he's hanging out of the car, and there were 2-piece tracksuits in those days, and there's that much bare stomach. I lie to you not, it just stretched with the centrifugal force.
He was always an exhibitionist.
He was,
Yeah. Always
yeah.
showing
Anyone that
something
paints their car pink, I mean.
off. Bit girly, isn't it? What?
That was your teammate that caused that for me.
It was too, yeah. He went off
Yeah.
the track and come back on, didn't
Yeah,
Yeah.
Pulled off in front of me.
he got me at Liverpool too.
he? Did he?
Yeah, and he said, I never touched you. Brand new car, a week old. Just, And I couldn't believe it. And I said to him, they tell me you stuck a wheel under me. He said, no, I was on the white line down the bottom. I said, well, you got me up the top. No, I didn't. And the bloke came up with photos next week. he's gone me against the fence with his front wheel out like this, and I'm upside down, 10 feet down. I didn't get you though.
What'd you do?
Never spoke to him again.
Oh, that would have hurt him.
Yeah, it does, because he always wants to talk. I don't care. I don't care. If he
Yes.
says I got you, I couldn't care less.
Some funny characters.
Gary, you drove for a few different owners. Who was the best one you drove for?
Which
Which car owner?
Who was the best one? Who was the
best owner?
Yeah.
Oh, Mort.
Or
Eric Morton. Yeah. He was dedicated, that bloke. You know.
wasn't he
The
ever?
things he did for Speedway was just incredible. But he didn't get a lot of credit from what
No.
I saw. I think he won 3 world titles, maybe more. I think 3, at least 3 anyway.
He did a lot with the dynamics early in the piece before.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He used to help that many young blokes. Anybody battling. I built my first trailer and he said to me, come over the shop. And if you saw his shop, man, oh man, it was a dingy little dark place. He had a candle for a light and he re-spoke all these chrome wheels for MGs and whatever you, and cigarette. And the ash would get the full length and he'd go, and he put a wheel together. And I went over to his shop and he said, how many wheels in the trailer? I said, 4. He said, put them on it. And he used Midget centres and made me 4 chrome wheels. But he did that for a lot of blokes, you know. I had the first steel bead lock. He said, try that. I said, what is it? I had no idea. And the guy that's got the car today, he's still got it. After
There you
all
go.
these years, it was all steel and
I
it went-
remember a wheel come to pieces one time, and I got the blame for it because we used to chrome them in 2 pieces, then weld them
yeah,
together.
weld them together.
This one came back and he said, look at this. He said, just let go. And I said, yeah. Where's my marks on the back of that wheel? I used to put 3 little centre punch marks. And he couldn't find them.
Yeah.
Which track did you start racing at?
How?
Which track did you start racing at?
I started at Westmead in 61, I think. And then Windsor. And then Westmead.
Yeah,
And then the Royal.
and the Royal.
And
Liverpool Dirt.
Liverpool Dirt.
What year did you start?
61. Yeah, 61.
You must be an old bloke then.
Well, Howard was old when I started, in about 65 or something.
Him and I were the 2 youngest. I got a photo at home. Yeah.
You're all my heroes. I looked up to you.
Yeah. Yeah, shorter than me.
That's about all.
The only way you'd be able to look up to me.
That's about all.
But look at that. What a weapon, eh?
Look at that.
Ex-taxi motor, running on petrol. T-model Ford diff. T-model Ford front axle. Morris Cowley steering box. And a nut at the wheel.
Yeah. Any more questions for Mr. McClenahan?
Did I hear you say before you ran at Kembrook Range?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got put upside down there by me. Yeah. Yeah, one of those things was the South Coast Derby.
Oh, yeah.
No one could catch me. I was that far in front in the Repco, I thought. And come out of the last corner, could see the trophy, and I just did one of those really slow spins. Went down the track backwards, and Lenny Brock hit me head on, pushed me up the fence, and it fell over. And boy, did I cop it off Morton, because he was on holidays and didn't know I had it.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. And I didn't have it, someone else had it, but they made me drive it. Yeah. So I had a lot of fun.
Mort was an experience, wasn't he? You had to watch him building an engine with his cigarette always hanging out of the mouth, and he'd pick a piston and rod and he'd go, yeah, in there. Didn't matter where it come out of it, went there, and that's it. And the cigarette ash would fall. Bloody, oh, he was a terror. And the things always went.
They did. Yeah.
Remember that Datsun he put in the Humphreys car and leaned it onto the side for the asphalt,
Yeah.
and the thing you couldn't catch it. It was a Datsun.
A sidewinder, he called it.
The sidewinder, yeah. Yeah, no, he was great for Speedway. He really was.
But he went from just a normal owner to winning 2 world titles, I think, with
Yeah.
Pinchy. One with me, and I don't know what else he did, but there's no one else around like that.